We may not be Vivian French's sharp sheep, but we are the sharp sheep from Narberth County Primary School in Pembrokeshire. As we read the book, we noticed that most of it was written from Paul's point of view, as the first-person narrator. It was only later in the story that we got to see how his perspective on the characters was not always the same as the others.
This idea of different points of view also ran as a theme throughout the book, as characters do not turn out as expected. For example, Brooke turned out to be a nice guy, when the expectation of stepparents is that they are wicked.
Another example is the smiling photograph of Paul and Josh. We are later told that Josh is twisting Paul's arm behind his back. This, however, is not a view shared by anyone who sees the photograph. It is hidden and unexpected.
Also, in Paul's opinion, Josh's ghost stories are fun from a daytime perspective, yet scary when alone in the dark, because we're only given his view shared. We also assume that Mandy is terrified and is a timid bookworm. She is seen as okay for a girl because she doesn't all live up to Paul's idea of girls liking dolls and nail varnish.
It is only later that we learn that this is not how Mandy sees things, but we understand the feelings that have been hidden inside her. We've decided to present the scene from Mandy's perspective to highlight this theme of different points of view.
We also believe that Mandy is a very important character in exploring the central theme of eviction and belonging, and what this means to different characters in the book. Our scene takes place after the book has ended, with the characters talking about Josh's spooky tale of Reese the Face and the idea of wishes.
Enjoy!
In case you don't know who we are, I'm Mandy, the new stepsister.
I'm Thomas, the little boy from the next door farm.
I'm Grandma.
I'm Grampy.
And I'm Paul, the narrator from the real book.
And I'm the elder brother, Josh, disguised as Reese the Fleece.
So, Mandy, why did you even tell Thomas the story of Reese's Field? It's only little, it could have really scared him, and everyone knows how obsessed he becomes about things. If you tell him things like, of course he's going to run away from the home and into the fields. He's too young to know the dangers.
I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to put him in danger. I haven't known long enough to know how he becomes obsessed. I just understood how he felt about being evicted from his home and the life he knows, and how he'll have to try and fit in somewhere new. I told them the story because I wanted him to believe in wishes, and that everything would turn out to be okay. Like it has me, with Granny and Grandpa, you feel so welcome, like part of the family.
You made my real wishes come true, Mandy. You're just like me. Oh, my best friend forever.
That's lovely, Thomas. Of course you're welcome, Mandy. You were the missing part of our family. The girl. You belong here, and you make our family complete.
That's right. We love you and understand how you feel to be separated from your family. But with us here in Wales and you all in Bristol, you felt evicted from our way of life. Us about to lose our home and you having lost your life with your dad, coming to a new country for the first time and having to fit in with a new family.
I just escaped to my books whenever I felt sad or scared.
I just thought you were scared of Josh's ghost stories.
Don't be silly. I didn't go out to Reese's Field because I believed in Reese's curse. I went to rescue Thomas because I was worried about him and really taking all of his wishes come true. I suppose part of me really wanted to believe in wishes and that none of us would have to be evicted from our lives anymore. What would you do anyway? Everything's okay for you. Family, country, and life.
What do you mean? I've been just as lost and scared as you. New kid stepfather, new baby, and a new sister. When I lost my hanky and Grampy's jawbone, I felt I lost everything that was comfortable and familiar. Like I really lost the bones of who I am.
Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. I didn't think you felt that way. I see now that we've all felt evicted from our lives in different ways.
But Reese the Fleece made our wishes come true, didn't he? Like when I found my mum in the dark, my grandpa's jawbone was found in the field.
That's right, Thomas. Our bones are on this land. This is where we all belong, together. Hey, Gramps, I feel a rock coming along. All right, hit it. 5, 6, 7, 8. Sheep so stupid, sheep so dumb. They walk around town, try and have fun. They walk into the bank to steal a nice fun. Last on the corner, down the streets where I'm done. By reach the fleece, to stone their peace. On the streets and fields fell. He got in trouble, escaped through the rubble. He went to party in the sun. It was devilish humor and devilish fun. England police took priest the police. Down he fell to the pits of hell and made a deal with the devil. Sheep so stupid, sheep so dumb. But on the river it's just for fun. Cause we sheep are sharp, friendship after all. Together we stand, we're what's pretty cool. Bah! 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 Bah!
I hope you enjoyed our presentation of Sharp Sheep by Vivian French. You can now buy it in your local bookstore for
$3.99.